I'll approach.
Okay.
Give me 1 second when we show up the running here on live streams.
Do we have enough people yet?
Yes, give me 1 second. I'm just making sure we're set up on live stream first.
Oh, Reggie's on.
Oh, perfect.
That's the comments. Okay. Races in the root.
Mhm.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Good,
Yes.
good. And do we have a quorum?
We have a quorum, we're good to go.
Sorry?
And I'm not upside down.
Oh, congratulations.
Yes, Chris and I figured it out.
We liked you upside down now.
Hmm.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I make 7 and we only need 6, right? So I think we should be going to start. Are we ready to go, Chris?
Yeah. Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. This meeting has come to order. The time is now 5:31 p.m. on Monday, August 18th, 2025. This is a regular monthly meeting of the District of Columbia Commission on the Arts and Humanities. My name is Reggie Van Lee, Chairman of the Commission on the Arts and Humanities. I'm an African-American man wearing a black shirt. I will now call the roll. When you hear your name, please answer present. Commissioner Sims, Commissioner Habimana, Commissioner Masters-Berry, Commissioner Butler,
Present.
Commissioner Warden,
Present.
Commissioner Torres,
Present.
Commissioner Kim,
Present.
Commissioner Brienza,
Present.
Commissioner Minkiti, Commissioner O'Neill, Commissioner Stedman.
Present.
A quorum is present. This is a meeting of a public body held in open session and is governed by the Open Meetings Act. Please address any questions or complaints arising under this meeting to the Office of Open Government at opengovoffice@dc.gov. Notice of the meeting was posted in the DC Register, on the Commission's website, dcarts.dc.gov, and on the DC Office of Open Government Central Meetings calendar at open-dc.gov. The meeting is being conducted in a hybrid format with commissioners present at 200 I Street Southeast and joining remotely using the Zoom meeting platform. The meeting is being live streamed to the Commission's YouTube channel. An electronic recording of the meeting will be available for viewing online following the conclusion of the meeting. Are there any objections to the agenda and minutes that were previously circulated? Hearing no objections, the agenda for this meeting and minutes from the previous meeting stand as adopted. Are there any voting items? Hearing none, we'll proceed to the land acknowledgement. I'll now read the land acknowledgement.
Before you do that, I just wanted to note that I'm here.
Great, thank you, Commissioner Masters-Berry. Every community owes its existence and vitality to generations from around the world who contributed their hopes, dreams, and energy to making the history that led to this moment. Some were brought here against their will, some were drawn to leave their distant homes in hope of a better life, and some have lived on this land for more generations than can be counted. Truth and acknowledgement are critical to building mutual respect and connection across all barriers of heritage and difference. We begin this effort to acknowledge what has been buried by honoring the truth. We stand on the ancestral lands of the CAH and the Piscataway people. We pay respects to their elders, past and present. Please take a moment to consider the many legacies of violence, displacement, migration, and settlement that bring us together here today. And please join us in uncovering such truths at any and all public events and to use such truths to guide the legacy of this Arts Commission. Good evening and welcome, everyone. In the dead of the summer, as the summer wants to draw to a close, we'll see. We have an interesting meeting this evening with reports from the director, committees, and public commentary from the several members of the broader arts community. Today, as a grantee highlight, we will be hearing from the organizations of Dia de los Muertos, DC. Are they here?
Yes.
Great, thank
Good
you.
evening,
Please.
everybody.
Good evening.
There we go. Let me start the. Here we go. The video. Oh, perfect. Okay. Well, how are you? My name is Ari Mondragon, co-founder of Dia de los Muertos DC. Hello, everybody. This is Kyle Mims. And first of all, we want to say thank you, thank you, thank you for believing in our collective, for believing in our organization, and for advancing our organization in history by being part of the group that supported Dia de los Muertos DC achieving recognition as a holiday in the District of Columbia, based in equality, based in our mantra that if we're all the same in death, we should all be the same in life. So I'm so sorry I went a little bit ahead, but I just wanted to like really give you a heartfelt thank you, and for you to know how big of an impact your support has been, not only for organization, like I said, but for our entire community, not just in DC, but it has completely expanded throughout the DMV. Oh, so I guess that I'm gonna keep moving forward to talking a little bit more about the impact of the support. And well, like I said, Dia de los Muertos is more than a celebration. It's a movement of culture, art, and humanity that has completely transformed the DMV. And through immersive, large-scale installations, we connect with our community. So all of our, I would say 95% of our artists based are DC artists, and very proud. We have muralists, we have full collectives like 411 Collective, we have amazing groups like La Marvela, we have Velu O, is an immense new J. Chris, so many amazing artists, Carlos Cello. I just really can go on and on for days and days of the amazing power that our artists in DC harness. And through times like this, your support continues to be the fuel of what we do. Majority of the activations that we do are mobile. Why? Because we believe in the power of sound, in the power of music, in the power of healing through vibration. So we dedicate our time to build mobile activations that are powered and they're fueled by our collective energy. A big example of that was a project that we just started with Capital Pride, the Memory Box. Pride Edition, keeping our pride alive, honoring the LGBTQ plus trailblazers from the past and the present, and the ones that the future is building, right? So with your support, we were able to continue operating and pushing our community and inspiring our community to thrive. I think that one of the most important things that the organization in our community has received from this support is that energy and that power to thrive. Yes, we can do this together. And yes, we do have amazing organizations that through and through are supporting. So in challenging times like this, we want to thank you for that, because through these immersive installations and community rituals, we turn public spaces into places of remembrance and unity, providing that art is not separate from civic life, right? But it's just the same. It's the way that we can express it. And with your support, we achieve, like I said, the recognition of the holiday in DC. And why is DC so important and this land so important? Because not just has like a huge spiritual meaning, but the eyes of the world are in DC. What you do in DC matters, and DC leads. We've seen it day in and day out. Why do we do it at the National Mall under a First Amendment demonstration? Because we all belong here. And because that's why, as a proud Mexican, I say that the holiday, Dia de los Muertos, is not a Mexican holiday. It's a human holiday. We are about to be close to a decade of celebrating it. And about 6 years into the National Mall, connecting with our humanity. We all have ancestors. If you don't have ancestors, okay, but you're still invited to the party. So it's very special and very powerful what you are doing because, like I said, your support just transcends, and the community is so beautiful and so strong. And I really want to thank you, all of you, because you guys have been amazing mentors. I know that I might not been interacted with you maybe one-on-one, but I've been watching you all. And that is a huge inspiration. And as an immigrant, as a woman of color, as a mother, as an activist, and as a human being, Dia de los Muertos and my family is committed to continue until we can't no more, with art, with love, with peace, and with community. So thank you so very much, because we are going to continue. And I know that there's many other things that you're going to hear from us, because we're cooking up a couple of things coming up for November. And again, we really want to thank you. And I'm sorry, Kyle Mims, co-founder, he is the main hands behind all the huge art that you see, large scale artists, Native Washingtonian, and I'm so proud of have him as a partner of life and partner in crime and everything. And yeah, you want to share a little bit more?
I'm not sure how we're looking on time. This is one of, before I do that.
You certainly have a minute or two.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, so I second what Ari says, a huge thank you to all of you for believing in us, for being the fire behind the community and making sure that everything that you guys do is a huge ripple effect that transcends into each and every community that's in DC. I'm the person behind Ari in terms of the bill power and everything else. And I've just really to have the ability to create pieces that not necessarily only move people, but create safe spaces for folks to be able to connect with, to pay homage to their ancestors, is a powerful thing. And, it wouldn't be possible without these opportunities. This is a huge expense that comes along with wanting to be creative, and also being able to kind of reach out and collaborate with a number of artists in the community. And to empower them, as we go on. So it's just been a great pleasure, and I hope we get a chance to continue to work with you all as this continues to grow. So just thank you so much.
Oh, and sorry, last thing that I don't want to forget, that it's a huge thing that you all made possible. Like I said, for almost a decade, we've been grassroots community 100%. And this was the first time that we were able to support our artists and say thank you in a financial way, right? We're looking for mental health, and we cannot keep asking from our artists without giving back. And just wanted to say thank you, because you were instrumental in that. So thank you so much.
Well, thank you. Thank you for your work. Thank you for your words. Thank you for your very positive energy. It is indeed contagious. Thank you. Thank you. It reminds us why we're here. It encourages us to keep going. So we have a symbiotic relationship. So thank you for that. I'll move on to the public comments now. We have a number of people making public comments today. Randy O'Brien, Daryl Chappelle, Amber Gibson, Luke Tudball, Heather Bagnall, and Lisa Brown all signed up for public comments today. The commission welcomes your comments. They're very important to us. Please note that comments are limited to 3 minutes. Please address your remarks to the chair. Note that we will not be engaging in dialogue at this time. The purpose of this item is for you, the public, to inform us, the commission, about your views. If members of the public have factual questions, staff would be glad to follow up via email. So when I call your name, you may begin your comments. Randy O'Brien? Is Randy O'Brien here? Daryl Chappelle.
Hello, good afternoon, good evening. Hopefully everybody can hear me. So
Yes.
good to be here. Thank you, Commissioner Reggie Van Lee, the commissioners. Thank you to Executive Director Myers, and thank you to the commissioners and all of our guests this evening. So I would like to briefly update you and thank you, first of all, for your support of Artist Talk number 10. It was held at Eaton, DC on May 24th. Very thankful for your support in making that possible. Now, if the powers behind the screen can allow me to share my screen, then I will share some highlights from that particular event. So as the powers behind the screen allowed me to share,
Okay.
okay, thank you. I appreciate that.
How do I make comments? Yeah.
She'll be coming here very soon, so taking shoes now.
Generally don't.
Okay, thank you. You're greatly appreciated. So the goal of Artist Talk DC, this was our second live event in the district. We've done several of these Artist Talk, was to showcase the district's vibrant street art, to spark community dialogue, to strengthen connection between artists and the community, and to align with the Daryl Chappelle's mission, which is to empower Afro-descendant artists to achieve their highest potential, along with the vision of artists working together to have a powerful and transformative impact on their local community through art. Thankful it was fully attended. It was filled to capacity, great energy in the room. Moderator was Corey Lee Stowers. I always like to showcase the artists and their work. You see some of his actual work there on the screen. Thank you to Corey Lee Stowers for moderating a phenomenal event. Thank you to Trap Bob, who also was there in discussion with the other artists at part of Artist Talk DC number 10 there on May 24th at Eaton, DC. Thank you to Ms. Shelov, who was also in dialogue at the event. Beautiful discussion of her artistic practice and the power of her murals there in the district. And thank you to Travis Love, who traveled from Atlanta to partake in this actual dialogue with other artists moderated by Corey Lee Stowers. The part of the Artist Talk, the key feature is a public open discussion. You see there highlighted 3 particular questions of note. The audience was really curious about how to collect street art. Why is it important to read the fine print in contracts? That came up during the panel discussion. The importance of documenting one's work and creating an archive. The event was accessible both in American Sign Language. You see the sign language person on the far right on the screen. And also we had a bilingual person to translate for Spanish as well. For each Artist Talk, we provide a survey. We ask 2 simple questions. I'm likely to recommend an Artist Talk to others on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being highly recommend. And then the second question is, today's Artist Talk was a good use of my time, scale of 1 to 5, 5 being the highest. Very grateful that we did receive 5 to both of those particular questions. Thank you again. Artist Talk number 10 is available on YouTube, is available on the Daryl Chappelle Foundation YouTube channel. You see the actual URL there, or you can also search just simply street art, past, present, and future. Thank you again to the commission, and thank you to our Art Patron level supporters for making all of this work possible. We look forward to continue to partner with you into a future event. Thank you and have a good evening.
Good. Thank you and congratulations on a great event. Thank you.
Thank you.
Has Rendy O'Brien arrived?
Here, I think. Can you
Good.
see?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yes.
Don't know why I can't see myself, but
We
ooh,
think we see an image.
yeah,
We see
yeah,
a keyboard.
yeah. Oh my gosh, I don't know what's going on. So sorry.
No problem.
Do the camera.
Well,
Yeah, try turning the camera around.
And maybe
Right now
just
the
turn
camera's
it should be on my computer. I'm so
It is.
sorry.
It is
I'm
pointing
not
to
a
your computer.
technical person. Can we just do the audio?
Yes, please, just speak.
Okay. I'm Rindy O'Brien. I'm a member of the Capitol Hill Art League. And we just wanted to let the DC Commission know about something that's going to happen very soon on September 13th and 14th, which is a Saturday and Sunday coming up. from noon to 4 o'clock. The third annual Capitol Hill Art Walk will happen. And we're very excited to say that we have a record, more than record, number of artists that are participating this year. We started out with 20 artists 3 years ago, and this year we have 175 plus artists that have signed up in 75 different locations around Capitol Hill. The art walk is free, it's community oriented, and we're told by the artists they really are very excited about coming out and sharing their art with their neighbors. And we're very excited that there are so many artists on the Hill we didn't know existed. So we hope the commission will come out and support us. And also, just so you know, there are artists everywhere on Capitol Hill. Thank you.
Great. So please repeat one more time the event and the date and time.
Yes, the event is the Capitol Hill Art Walk. It's September 13th and 14th from noon to 4 o'clock. You can see a list of the artists participating, which is over 175 in 75 different locations. There's a map that with the dot where everyone will be, and that can be seen at hillrag.com/art-walk-2025.
Great. Great. Well, thank you so much.
We hope to see you guys out there.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Amber Gibson, I see you on screen, so please.
Yes. Hello, my name is Amber Gibson, and I am a Ward 4 artist and producer with the DC theater community. Today, I'm going to be reading a prepared statement. Today, I'm requesting the DC Arts and Humanities Council do a full audit of Cultural DC's financial statements and whether they should still be granted nonprofit status. Cultural DC is a longtime recipient of CAH funds, and their recent sale of Source Theater to a restaurant group, as opposed to the theater tenant who has been residing in that theater for almost 20 years, is a direct violation of Cultural DC's charter. According to their most recent 990 filing, Cultural DC did not have its most recent financial statements audited by an independent auditor. Their charter states that they are a nonprofit autonomous entity with city and federal recognition and in cooperation with Downtown BID. They have two goals: to facilitate citywide arts and cultural development in conjunction with a network of neighborhood-based community development corporations, and to advocate for arts and cultural investment to benefit Washington-based artists and arts organizations and the neighborhoods in which they reside. However, when Cultural DC announced their intent to sell Source Theater, they refused to negotiate with their longtime tenant, Constellation Theater, who has resided in the space for 19 years. Constellation is fully integrated into the Ward 1 community, providing accessible art to the over 100,000 residents who reside in Ward 1. That's our densest ward. Constellation provided numerous offers to Cultural DC to buy Source Theater, which were summarily ignored. And indeed, their final offer was under 10% short of the final sale price. Now, a space that has served as a theater for over 20 years is being redeveloped into yet another restaurant in an oversaturated market. This sale removes access to culture and art that people in the U Street corridor have come to rely upon. 19 years ago, Cultural DC did its own campaign to save our Source and buy Source Theater to stop its development into a restaurant by the very restaurant group that they just sold the theater to. Source Theater was bought with funds by the DC Arts and Humanities, originally intended to be a capital investment into the community by the council, and now that investment is being liquidated for no apparent reason other than greed. Notably, Cultural DC's executive director resides in LA. I fail to see how a California resident can faithfully represent and facilitate citywide development with neighborhood corporations when they don't know our neighborhoods. summation, this sale is a direct violation of their mission and charter to, in their own words, provide unconventional space for relevant and challenging work and make space for art. All they have done is make space for themselves, betray this neighborhood and the DC community writ large. I would request that DCAH do what is within your power to possibly stop this sale from moving forward, and if not, at minimum, please insist upon an audit of their financial statements and whether this gross violation of their own charter should make them ineligible to exist as a nonprofit. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And without saying more than I can at this point, know that this issue is on our radar screen and that we will play the appropriate role in engaging in the issue.
I
So
appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Luke Tudball, I'm sorry.
Good afternoon, and thank you for the opportunity to add my voice to this essential conversation. For the record, my name is Luke Tudball. I am an actor, director, producer, and educator. I live in Arnold, Maryland, and I'm proud to follow my Maryland Renaissance Festival colleague, Amber. As well as living in Arlington for a short time, I've worked in the District of Columbia since 2007, and during that time, I've worked extensively at The Source most regularly, and since 2011 with Constellation Theater, who have been producing and staging challenging, thought-provoking, and award-winning work for almost 20 years. In their short but dynamic life, they have won 19 Helen Hayes Awards, as well as received 87 nominations, and in 2013 were recipients of the prestigious American Theater Wing National Theater Company Award. For almost 2 decades, Constellation has dazzled audiences of local residents and visitors alike with big, powerful stories in an intimate space. They spark curiosity and imagination with plays and musicals from all over the world that feature visual spectacle, original music, dynamic movement, and passionate acting. They have stayed true to their core values of principles of producing excellent theater that is engaging, challenging, and entertaining, creating art that is emotional and has intellectual impact. It connects audience to a communal and visceral power of live performance and showcases diverse stories that reflect the vast range of our human experience. They have been leaders in our community, promoting kindness, respect, and dignity for all, leading with compassion, understanding, support, and appreciation. They have made their productions and activities accessible to people according to their needs, including physical and financial. They have been instrumental in advocating for living wages for collaborators, as well as acknowledging racism and oppression to reduce their harm. They have reveled in the joy of creating and consuming art while continuing to value all voices and all experiences. As they themselves say, you cannot have a constellation with only one star. Cultural DC who have recently allowed the sale of The Source to a restaurant developer, despite their $4.1 million offer from Constellation, make this statement on their website. Cultural DC supports innovative artists across disciplines and makes their work accessible to diverse audiences. They provide unconventional spaces for relevant and challenging work that is essential to nurturing vibrant and urban communities. Our driving values include equity, inclusivity, people, transparency, diversity, collaboration, cultural competency, accountability, intentionality, investing resources, accessibility, safety, and relevancy. We strive to make space for art. And this statement sounds wonderful, but as we have seen, when financial gain becomes part of the equation, their core mission and values are tossed aside and forgotten. We must not allow commercialism to censor and banish our access to the arts, which promote creativity, expression, education, and compassion, and are not only essential in nurturing our urban communities, which are vibrant, but also serves as an economic driver, attracting diverse communities and businesses. We must support innovation, diversity, and collaboration, and always strive to make space for art and artists. Thank you so much.
Great, thank you. As I said earlier, this issue is on our radar screen, so thank you. Heather Bagnall.
Thank you very much. Good evening. Thank you to the commissioners for the opportunity to testify today. For the record, my name is Heather Bagnall. I'm a performing artist, playwright, producer, teaching artist, and a member of the Maryland General Assembly, where I work on health policy and advocate for the arts. As an artist and legislator, I felt it prudent to share my concerns about the most recent actions by Cultural DC and what can only be described as a huge betrayal of the arts community, their tenants, their supporters, and their funders. As an artist, I know the tremendous value of the arts to transform people and communities. Arts communities serve not only as a hub for societal change, but as a transformative influence, attracting diverse businesses and communities. Arts are an economic driver, They are used in restorative practices and have been shown to reduce crime in communities and violence and recidivism in individuals. Following World War II, the arts played a large role in the recovery from the war, and government-sponsored organizations such as the National Endowment for the Arts were created to fund art award grants to help promote the development of art and culture. And of course, now we have local organizations such as the DC Commission on the Arts and Humanities. I know others have spoken very eloquently about the amazing work of Constellation Theater and the confusion of the arts community when their fair market offers and final offer were ignored. So I will simply talk tonight about why I use the word betrayal. First, a reminder about that mission statement on Cultural DC. Our driving values include equity, inclusivity, people, transparency, diversity, collaboration, cultural competency, accountability, intentionality, investing resources, accessibility, safety, and relevancy. Cultural DC goes on to laud in their history, their work at the source. Now, last year, Cultural DC's board made a statement. It's in September 2024, we announced the sale of Source, our multidisciplinary black box theater, due to COVID-related financial shortfalls. They go on, we as the board of directors have placed priority on the potential transfer of ownership to a mission-driven arts organization committed to carrying forward the spirit of Source. Currently, we are duly considering all fair market value proposals. The revenue generated from the sale of Source will ensure a long-term financial foundation. Fast forward to today, when fair market offers from Constellation Theater were ignored, as well as a final offer of $4.1 million, just $400,000 shy of the offer they did accept, not from a tenant, nor an arts organization, and which also does not take into account any of the rent or sweat equity or community contributions which have sustained Source and Cultural DC since they acquired the property in 2006. A cultural development corporation, according to their own history on their website, was created to facilitate citywide arts and cultural development in conjunction with the network of neighborhood-based community development corporations and advocate for arts and cultural investment to benefit Washington-based artists and arts organizations and the neighborhoods where they reside. It's all on their website. The only thing that isn't on their page anymore is the Source Theater. It's been removed. Now, we all agree that sustainability is necessary and reasonable, but this isn't reasonable. This isn't mission-driven, and this is a huge bad faith betrayal to the DC community. We're just asking for your help. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. We definitely hear you and your colleagues that preceded you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Is Lisa Brown here? Lisa Brown? If not, we'll go to the executive director's report. Aaron.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Aaron Myers, African-American male, balding, currently bald, black and white polka dot shirt on. I'll be beginning with my report. I will start with the council update. I would like to begin the director's report by updating the commissioners and the public of the council's final vote on the budget that took place on July 28th. As a quick reminder of the process, the commission submits a proposed budget to the mayor's budget review team, called the BRT. During this process, CAH outlines the needs of the agency, whereby we may need to focus on certain aspects of our budget, i.e. a public art master plan, strategic plan, etc. From there, we wait for the mayor to introduce her budget to the council, where we then see how much, or if any, of our proposed budget made it into her final budget. Once the budget is submitted, council then begins its task of appropriating her proposed budget. Decisions at this point are made by the council as to what the final FY26 budget will look like. During their period of appropriation, the budget oversight hearing, a oversight hearing is held to review the budget from the previous year and what is being proposed for the next. The council can choose to support what we have proposed or make changes, i.e. reductions, enhancements, grant the agency further appropriation authority to the upcoming budget. In some instances, the mayor's office may request to change certain elements of the current budget that will impact end of year spending. Summarily, we stand to lose 5.1% of our budget from our FY25 appropriation. Further, we stand to lose our fund balance. What this means is that we are no longer able to maintain funds within the agency as far as non-lapsing funds. And additional funds or savings get swept back into the city's general fund at the end of the year. The Committee of the Whole, the CAH, voted to amend the FY25 budget and repurpose or reallocate the large cap grant to the National Theater, the Howard Theater, and the Lincoln Theater. In addition, the CAH voted to repurpose and reallocate $1 million of our FY26 large cap grant to Woolly Mammoth Theater and Garland Hispanic Theater. To be clear, these allocations are done at the council level. And this year, we're done without consultation from CAH staff or commissioners. Please note, CAH sees the great need many arts organizations have that go beyond our grants. And we stand at the ready with both the council and the mayor's office to have solution-based conversations on how to expand and provide support to the many organizations we hear from. Federal support from the NEA remains steady, with an increase of matching funds, which is $25,000, to focus on America 250. We are awaiting clarity on if we can use these funds in coordination with the DC official America 250 mission. Given the actions of the NEA over the last 6 months, the loss of our fund balance and a reduction in our budget, please note that we may see, and I say may because the grants team and the staff will look to see how we can make some good things happen, but we may see a reduction in the amount or the number of grants we will be able to give. And we'll have zero room for additional programs, initiatives that aren't already set in our budget. Again, all grants will be awarded fairly and equitably. And I'd like to say that one last time. All grants will be awarded fairly and equitably. I want to look at our DCHR updates. In response to the staff retreat, DCHR has undertaken interviews of staff referred to as desk audits. The purpose of these audits is to make determinations of fact as to whether staff are both properly positioned and compensated by grade and step. I'll put a pause there just for context. This is something that would have been done around 2020, but after the agency got its independence and we went to 2020, a little thing called the pandemic came around and kept the agency from right-sizing and doing this particular task. DCHR is nearing the agency-wide desk audit process, and our initial goal of having them completed by July 18th has been extended to give DCHR time to complete its process. Upon completion, DCHR team will meet with the staff of CAH to explain their methodology and to take questions. The executive staff and HR will meet with our managers regarding any changes to their teams, and evaluations will be sent to each individual staff member, so everyone will see what was stated. CAH has properly budgeted and anticipate any anticipated changes in steps or grades of its employees. Grant making updates. CAH is working with OCP as the agency is moving closer to finalizing our new grant management system. And I can hear the applause of employees around the area here as I'm sitting. This updated system will help make our grant making process more efficient for our employees and applicants. As we get closer to finalizing the new GMS, more information will be shared. A queer art salon closing. The Queer Art Salon exhibition at the 200 I Street Gallery closed on August 1st. Due to inclement weather, the exhibit's closing reception was canceled. The agency is preparing for DC Art Now opening Thursday, September 11th, which is scheduled in conjunction with events around Art All Night. I do have an additional update here dealing with our with some art education. When it comes down to Words on Fire, original slam poetry and spoken word competition, Words on Fire, designated for eighth grade, 12th grade participants will return next fiscal year. Program will be led by 8 exceptional teaching artists who serve as poetry out loud coaches who will offer an in-person writing session followed by a student co-led open mic. Words on Fire will resume in October. That date is to be announced. The event is free and open to DCPS and DCPCS student in grades 8 through 12. And I have noted this is something that the staff looks forward to supporting. And then we want to just kind of talk about our internships, our summer 2025 interns that we had. We had 6 interns that joined the team and supported arts education. It supported grants, communication, public arts, events, the resource allocation team between May and August this summer. We will begin accepting applications in October 2025, and details are to come. So we want to give a huge shout out and a thank you to Autumn Peterson, who was with resource allocation. She helped understand where our subscriptions and all the money that was going out was going. Coletta Paler in public art, and I'm sure Corinne can share more about what she was doing. Karima Ushman, she dealt with events, and I understand she was kept very busy and finding event space around the city. Jason Rowe, he was in grants, and he seemed to be very dedicated after a while, but he worked here. Anina Singford, she was in communications, and she worked well with us. And Nyla Dinkins, in art education, Nyla is very special to us because she was the winner of Poetry Out Loud. So that is my report. If you have any questions, I'm free to answer.
Thank you. Any questions, comments from the commissioners? I'll just punctuate our strong intent and commitment to continue advancing CAH's mission as best we can, despite budget cuts, but as best we can. That is our commitment to our constituents. We can go on to committee reports. Finance Committee, Janice and Brandon.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Janice Kim, and I'm a Korean American woman with short dark hair and a black shirt. The Finance Committee met last Friday for its regular monthly meeting. There was not a lot of change from the month prior, as we are about a month and a half away from close of the current fiscal year. The committee is focused on distributing awarded grant funds and making final adjustment to the budget in preparation for year end. Looking ahead, as you've already heard, the committee anticipates a decreased budget for the upcoming fiscal year to October 1, 2025 through September 30th, 2026, due to ongoing economic uncertainties. Even with this anticipated reduction, the CAH and its commissioners remain committed to supporting events and programs to the fullest extent the new budget allows. The Finance Committee will continue to monitor financial trends closely and provide updates as more information becomes available. And now Brendan will give you all the chart.
Thank you so much, Janice, for that introduction. I believe that's a pretty good synopsis, on what we discussed in our meeting. My name is Brandon Saunders, Resource Allocation Officer, and I'm an African-American male with glasses, wearing a patterned polo. And then kind of, yes, as Janet kind of gave me a great handoff there, they kind of dive deep into the numbers. These are, I think she said it pretty well in terms of the context of what change or the lack of change that did happen from the previous month. I will speak in terms of the overall process of the fiscal year. The agency is beginning its close down of FY25. So over the course of the next 3 to 4 months, we're really working in about 3 fiscal years in terms of resource allocation. So we are working on closing out the current fiscal year, final invoices for purchase orders, final P-card transactions for supporting programming, while starting to put in place the final tweaks and adjustments. Once we hear back, of course, the final numbers from council are tweaking the final budget allocations for specific programs and programmatic categories, as well as come October, start to prepare for FY27 overall. In terms of this current chart, there's still change amongst the administrative amounts in terms of what is begun to get obligated as we've started to submit some of our larger requisitions now that essentially some of the documentation has started to progress, but it wouldn't show as much in one cell. So we can move on to the next table. So this is a breakdown of our administrative budget. Highlighted in bold are the personnel services, and then the rest of the remaining larger categories going from contractual services to equipment, supplies, telecommunications, etc. And then we can move on to the next chart because that is a further breakdown of all of the categories, subcategories that fall within the main categories that I just kind of just parsed through a little bit there. I would say that this is a little bit more granular look at the budget overall. And then we can move to the next slide as well. I included one bonus slide just for the purposes of context for what Aaron shared. But for this current slide, this is also going to our current grants overall, in which the budget reservations column, I'd highlight that that is what has been reduced from our current budget from the grants process from OCFO and essentially OBPM. I will add, as of earlier today, although the agency has a plan, they are requesting further reductions still for the remaining part of the fiscal year that we're monitoring. Again, nothing that we can absorb, but just for full transparency. So if you were to pull a report, that column may, as of in maybe a month or so, that column may change because of the context of the situation. And speaking of context of the situation, we can move to the last slide, in which I wanted to kind of highlight. Might have zoomed in too much. There we go. So this table kind of shows the agency's allocation breakdown from actually FY24 through 26. So Director Meyer spoke earlier to the 5.1% reduction from 25 to 26, which is the green cell to the orange column cell there. But then there was also about a similar reduction from 24 to 25 overall as well. And so this is kind of showing you the variance between fiscal years, both in terms of pure quantitative numbers from the breakdown, the dedicated local taxes. Those are our essentially our I don't want to call them tax dollars, that's a different category, but the funding that we receive from downtown, essentially by our dedicated tax fund. Overall, the federal grants, that is NEA. And then essentially the second category, the second table breakdown is more based upon the category, whereas the three main ones that I think that we like to bucket it out in are personnel, grants, and contractual services. And so I think that if you, long story less long or too long don't read, we can just go to the far right column and see just the percentages in terms of growth or lack of growth in terms of what we're essentially working with. In addition to, I'd like to highlight not just the lack of, the fund resources in terms of the fund balance and SPR that we haven't had access to as well, but also the lack of authority over our large cap. So you can just minus whatever these totals are, from there, because we haven't had our independent authority to really do that for a lot of contextual reasons. And I'm happy to have a more of a sub breakdown and have further discussions, but I just wanted to kind of highlight, the macro level of the situation as of kind of now, to kind of put some, essentially numbers to some of the context that Director Myers was speaking to earlier. I appreciate everyone's time and attention. I know I spoke a little bit more at everyone more than normal. Thank y'all, and happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Brandon. And Janice, questions from anyone? I will just punctuate something Brandon said, the decline in our funding from 24 to 25, and now from 25 to 26. From 24 to 25, we did more with less. And we will try our best to continue to do more with less. But there is a limit to what we can do. But you see that we've dealt with a smaller budget from the previous year, and all the things we talked about this year have been increased in the number of applicants, increase in grants, et cetera. So the staff continues to hold the sort of energy around our mission as best we can, given the financial situation. So thank you. Other questions?
Reggie,
Yes,
can I add one more thing? And I
please.
apologize to everyone. I had a lot of bullet points I tried to get through. You would notice, just for transparency, there's a growth in the personnel budget, from variance, and that is accounted for the growth in our FTEs for additional capacity. So that is not a salary increases or anything like that. It is 6 positions that we've added over the course of those years, thankfully.
Yes. And one could argue those positions were necessary for the increased work that was done, the increased volume of grantees, et cetera. So it all makes sense when you sort it out. Why don't we go on to grants? Speaking of grants, Gretchen?
Speaking of grants, yeah, we desperately needed those additional positions. I'm Gretchen Wharton, Black female, platinum hair, black glasses, wearing lavender this evening. And our senior grants officer, Terrell, is on vacation, a much needed vacation. And I'm sure most of our grants team, after the exhaustion of dealing with the panels, will take a day or two off when they find the time. But my hat's off to them, first of all, for everything they've had to do this summer while lots of people are vacationing. They are holding panels and talking to our constituents. Carrie, if you are on Carrie, are you there?
I am.
Oh, okay. I was going to let Carrie Kaliba do the grants committee report. Go ahead, Carrie.
Hello, thank you, Gretchen. Hi, I'm Carrie Kaliba. I am a white woman with brown hair wearing a purple top sitting in shadows tonight. And I am filling in for Terrell on his much deserved vacation. And I hope he is not being hit too badly by weather. As Gretchen mentioned, we are in the thick of our FY26 summer grant panel cycle. And this is our summer FY26 panel cycle. This is included in addition to that, reviewing and updating our guidelines, securing artist and art practitioner peer reviewers, and providing panelist orientations. We in the grants department have made significant efforts to connect, inspire, and support our applicants and future grantees this summer. These actions were demonstrated by some of the following activities. We have hosted 26 workshops to provide information about the grants programs and how to apply. We introduced Wednesday in-person office hours to make it more convenient for applicants to drop in and get support as needed in our new office space at the front of the building here at 200 I Street. We proactively reached out to past grantees to provide guidance on any changes to the grant programs, and these efforts have paid off. The number of applications in FY26 saw a roughly 5.5% increase over FY25. We have 1,038 applicants for our summer 26 cohort, over 984 applicants from summer of FY25. We have 16 additional panels this year. In FY25, we had 45 panels, and we are up to 61 so far. This is a testament to the dedication of the grant managers and their commitment to helping all of our applicants succeed. So the grants department will be conducting a total of 61 panels this summer in the following areas. We have the Arts and Humanities Fellowship Program, AHFP. This is our largest program, and we have 10 additional panels this summer over last year. And we have a breakdown here of the panels if people would like to read through them. We also have our Arts and Humanities Education Projects Grant coming up, the Field Trip Experiences Grant, and the upcoming Capital Projects Grant Program, which all leads to our 61 panels. And that is all the news from us in grants.
Carrie, that's a lot. And it's a lot for everybody on that team to deal with. So I just want to, again, share my appreciation. And I'm sure everybody listening is very appreciative of the fact that you're not only dealing with this, but you're coming in on Wednesdays so that our potential grantees can get any questions answered and get the help they need. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you. Questions, comments? And I'll just reiterate, we do have this open house approach, and we hope that our grantees will come in and get their questions answered. Public art, Carla?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I am Ms. Carla Sims. I am an African-American female wearing glasses and a sweatshirt. The PAC met last Wednesday, August 13th, and the committee continues to do an amazing job facilitating project-based grants under Karen Miller's leadership, the public arts team has demonstrated remarkable consistency and diligence in advancing our mission to support DC's vibrant arts community. This month's report highlights the team's exceptional range and dedication for managing the 323 Art Bank grant application, 323 Art Bank grant applications through the comprehensive virtual and in-person panel review process and thoughtfully addressing collective stewardship through their newly adopted process, the collection management policy. The team is balancing current installations and future planning, including the upcoming Rip and Tear college collage exhibition that will explore artistic expression to our nation's current social and political landscape. Corinne will now provide a detailed update on the initiatives and the team's ongoing efforts to strengthen DC's public arts ecosystem.
Sure. Thank you, Commissioner Sims. I'm Corinne Miller. I'm the public arts manager. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm a white woman with brown hair and glasses, and I'm wearing a blue shirt this evening. So just in quick overview, the public arts team continues to work on FY25 project-based grants, and we'll have several exciting public art projects in September and October. The team has been focused on planning for the next fiscal year with paneling for several FY26 grant lines, including the Art Bank program, the Art Exhibition Curatorial Program, and public communities. Additionally, efforts continue around developing the Public Arts Mapping Project, collaborating with the Coda Works team on the Coda Summit Conference that will be held in September at Arena Stage, and is devising the Public Arts Work Plan for next year. The team also finalized its first collections management policy, which Commissioner Sims mentioned is a vital guide for ensuring the proper care and stewardship of the collection. The Public Art team plans to bring several grant lines to the Public Art Committee and then the Commission in September as well. Director Myers mentioned the Queer Art Salon exhibition, which closed on August 1st. We held several public panels with grantees Ashley J. Williams and Abby Allison McLean. The final was a successful artist talk featuring trans artists on Wednesday, July 16th. So that was the third and final event that was held during the exhibition. Also looking ahead to FY26, the Art Exhibition Curatorial Grant Program, that request for applications closed on Monday, June 30th with 12 submissions. That grant line will submit 2 exhibition proposals, one under a social justice theme and one under a more general theme or open theme. The proposals were sent to panel in July and will convene in late August for virtual review of the submissions. Commissioner Sims also mentioned FY26 juried exhibition grant program. So I won't go into great detail on that, but the exhibition will be titled Rip Tear, and we anticipate releasing an RFA on October 13th, which will be eligible to DC-based artists. Did I lose my mic?
You're
Okay. And then a quick update on the FY26 Art Bank grant program. In July, Art Bank applications underwent virtual panel review by 5 different panel groups this year. On average, these groups reviewed approximately 65 applications, totaling 323 eligible submissions. This was a new high for a lot of in early September. The panel groups will meet for a second round of in-person jury with the artworks brought into the gallery for in-person review. These are the finalists of the FY26 Art Bank program, which will be featured at the opening reception for the DC Art Now exhibition that Director Myers also mentioned, and will be held on September 11th. Update on the FY25 Color the Curve school safety program. This work continues and we anticipate installations of the artwork later this summer. The public art team continues to receive really positive feedback on this program, including an email of appreciation from an educator at Maury Elementary School regarding the mural for their Color the Curve, where artist Tammy Barnes is the grantee. So I included that in the report. And it says, I just want to take the time to tell you how incredible it was to work with Tammy and the team They were all the most thoughtful, creative partners I've encountered in a long time, and we have truly become friends for life after this collaboration. These designs are so incredible, and every ounce of them came out of an authentic partnership with the kids. Each of these images was student generated, and the themes resonate deeply with the Mari community, who are huge stewards of the earth, lovers of their local environment, bike enthusiasts, protectors of native species, and most endearingly, quirky, creative, and generous people. So we'll see some happy kiddos and parents there soon as that gets installed. A couple updates on collections management. That I mentioned earlier, the team finalized its collections management policy, which outlines best practices for maintaining and managing the collection. This includes deaccessioning, which is an important tool for maintaining a healthy collection and crucial for caring for a large collection. Maintaining works that do not serve this function can divert resources from other projects, and the new policy allows the team to periodically review the collection and determine whether works still fit into the purpose and goals of the collection. This policy is being used for the deaccession of public art that has been in Metro's possession for more than 25 years. This work is Woven Identities by artist Megan Walsh, which was located at the Columbia Heights Metro Station. Unfortunately, the work was vandalized and has been damaged due to its age. The work was removed and is in storage. Quotes from the artist to restore the work exceeded $200,000, while the original cost was $16,000. Our partners at Metro have agreed that disposition is the best course of action. Both parties agreed to first offer the artwork back to the artist. The Public Art Committee unanimously voted to support the recommendation that staff had in deaccession Woven Identities by Megan Walsh. A couple other collections updates. The team is currently working on 21 different requests for loans through the Art Bank program. Some of those are outlined here. The FY26 Public Art Building Communities Grant Program, that request for applications closed recently, and the panel will meet later this month. One of the FY25 grantees, the Logan Circle Community Association, has tentatively scheduled the installation of the dancer. You can see some images of it in process, as well as a rendering on your screen there. And so they'll do a couple of events in September, one on September 7th and one on September 8th. So we're very excited to have that come online. There's a note on the next page. One of the other PABC grantees, the Southwest bid, has encountered some delays. And so we're working to extend the project a little bit, give them a little bit more time. Couple more things, lots going on in the world of public art. But the FY 2024 Public Arts Annual Report, the team recently prepared this report, and it outlines the public arts grants programs that were completed in FY 2024. That's been posted online now. It's on our website. And then the last thing that I'll give an update is the public arts work plan for 2026. So this is something a little new and different that we're doing, but we have a draft ready of the 2026 public arts work plan. It's a short-term strategy to usher the public arts team through the next fiscal year. And it's a realistic and detailed outline of the work areas, goals, and objectives for what we'll do in the coming year. So it was informed by previous departmental and agency plans, team goals, internal inputs across the team, and then we'll be holding public hearings on August 27th and August. The commissioners discussed the plan and made suggestions for inclusion of additional items, which are outlined in the report. So I think that is it. I'm sorry it was long. Lots happening.
Thank you. Thank you. Any questions, anyone? Great. Thank you both, Carl and Corinne. My note says that there's no Art Ed Committee report. Is that true, Hector?
Director Iron actually reported on the committee
Great.
earlier. Thank you.
My note also says there's no Governance Committee report. Is that true, Deanne?
It's Julianne, but yes.
Yeah, I was trying to say Julianne, but
It's okay. It's been a long meeting, but a great meeting. Everybody's done such a great job tonight. Congratulations to the staff.
Thank you. You're stealing my thunder. I was going to say that at the end, but thank you. My note also says there's no community advisory committee meeting, so I'll assume that's the case. And I was going to say, it's been a very busy summer, as you can see, and join me and the other commissioners in thanking the staff and the various committees for the really amazing work you've done. Summer notwithstanding, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Is there any unfinished business? Hearing none, we'll move to new business. Is there any new business? Hearing none, there'll be no.
Excuse me, Reggie, I just
Yes.
wanted to remind everybody that Mayor Bowser's Art All Night is the 12th and 13th of September. It's earlier this year than it has been before. The larger installations will be on the 13th, but many will be on the 12th.
Great. And since we don't meet until after that, I'm so glad you brought that up. We'll send notices around as well, but thank you, Gretchen. So we have to support this. So there being no further business, the next meeting of the commission will be held on Monday, September 29th at 5:30 p.m. The time is now 6:34 p.m. and this meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everyone. Take care.
Thank you.